Hello, and welcome to Cryptography Crash Course 1. This course will introduce you to the essentials of cryptography and how to implement your own cryptographic techniques or methods. So if you are ready, let's get started.
Miraculous of it, miraculous of it, miraculous of it, miraculous of it.
The word cryptography was coined using two terms, crypto or crypt, which means hidden or hide, and graphy, which means text. So cryptography is a technique of concealing information from unintended receivers. Generally, information is transferred between a sender and a receiver. Sometimes, the message carried is not intended for third parties to access. Normally, sensitive messages need to be carried safely without alteration and free from the grasp of unauthorized persons before getting to its destination. The more reason cryptography is employed. When using cryptography, there are four main general aims. The sender needs to ensure that the message is accessed only by the right receiver at the other end and nobody else. And that describes the confidentiality of cryptographic methods. The receiver, on the other hand, gets assured that the message is coming from the right source. This ensures authenticity and guarantees the legitimacy of received information. Sent information may be intercepted and altered, deleted, or changed completely. Employing cryptography ensures information integrity, that no other person has made changes whatsoever to the messages in transit. When a cryptographic technique is employed by some parties, it could be two people, three, four, or five, or even more, neither party can deny sending or accessing the information. This is because the cryptographic scheme exists only between them. So if it has been employed or used, it must be one of them. Unless, of course, there is a man in the middle. The confidentiality of information shared between parties is achieved in cryptography because only the sender and the receiver have the key to accessing the real contents of the message. The sender uses an encryption key to lock the message, which then becomes a mumble gibberish, not understandable human language. This is known as a cipher. To access the real information, the receiver needs to unlock the message using their key, a process called decryption. Types of information which could be transferred in this form include images and text. As explained earlier, the connection between a sender and a receiver is secured using cryptographic methods. As such, the receiver is assured that the information received is actually legitimate. Messages about to be sent or already in transit can have unprecedented manipulations, including hole detection, changing portions, deletion, or changing the whole message and replaced, which is why integrity of information is desired and achieved by cryptography. Let me show you what I mean. So in this folder, I have three files: message 1, message 2, and results. I am going to demonstrate why message integrity is needed. In message 1, there is a text in a folder in a file called jungle mode. So this is the information maybe I want to pass to my friend. So I want to ensure that this message is sent without being altered or deleted. How do I achieve this? I need to use an encryption method, detection method known as the hash. And to do this, I need a software called the HashCalc. This is HashCalc, and I am going to insert the file into HashCalc. Initially, HashCalc is going to tell me the hashed value of my file, that is initially, and then if there are any alterations to it, it will show me a different value. Let's see how this is done. So go ahead and download hashcalc from the internet, from Slavasoft, and then once you've fired it up, you go to file, go to the desired folder, select what you want to use, the file you want to use, and then for this tutorial, let's choose MD5. MD5 is an encryption method, it's a hash method to detect the hash value of any file at all, to ensure its integrity, that it's not altered either in production or after it's being deployed. So after you've loaded the file in it, click on calculate, and then you see here some values will pop up. So we copy those values and then we'll paste them in our result. So in our original result, this is the value that we had. This is the value we had for our original result. Now let's go to the same file, message 1, and then change the capital M to a small m. Let's save it and then go back to hashcalc, and then the same file is in it, so we choose calculate again. You could see the MD5 or the hash value has changed. This shows that the file has been altered. So in doing this, using the hashcalc, you can be able to detect whether an information in transit has actually been changed or being altered or even replaced by a different one. So you can see the original value, the original message which actually had the capital M, this is its hash value, and then the altered message with the small m, this is its hash value. So in real life application, maybe you want to send a file to your friend somewhere, so you insert the file. It can be any file at all. It can be an exe, an apk, a video, whatever. You insert the file into hashcalc and then you calculate its MD5. It will show you, it will give you an a hash value which you can then store somewhere, and then you can share it with your friend. So when your friend receives the value and then also receives the file or the message, he or she should also get the hash calc and then insert the file in it to check if the hash values are the same. If the hash values are the same, then that means the message is authentic and has not been altered. This is what we mean by integrity in cryptography. When you agree on cryptographic scheme with a receiver or receivers, when they receive an information with the cryptographic scheme which you agreed on, you cannot deny sending the message, and vice versa, because the key to send the messages or access the real contents is both in the possession of you, the sender, and the receivers, unless of course someone else has access to that key. So protocols which ensure that all or some of these aims of cryptography are achieved are called crypto systems. Examples of protocols include HTTP for internet, FTP, SMTP for emails, UDP, TCP, etc. People actually think of crypto systems as just complex mathematical algorithms, but in real applications, it actually depends on human behavior. Example, using complex passwords, not sharing passwords with others, shutting down systems when not in use, etc. In the next chapter, we'll take a look at some cryptographic algorithms and how to implement one yourself. I'll see you there.